94. We are now on Monday. We had to add a second show for y'all. The Scene, THE.SCEN if you on Instagram. SCEN _THE if you're on Twitter. 94 Feet of Life is the Facebook. The gram, excuse me, not the gram, on the Twitch. THE_SCEN and the Facebook fan page, all capital letters, SCEN, the maiden voyage Monday night, and we taking you inside the lab. You know the gentleman on my screen. I'm gonna still introduce him real quick. Trav, Ham, Germ, and the lead guard tonight, the guy who's taking you inside the lab. We're gonna go into some film work, break down some X's and O's. It's our man MJ. MJ, take it away, man. Bring these folks into the lab.
Yo, what's good? 94 Feet of Life, sponsored by The Scene, sponsored by Ball U Academy and Ham's Home Cookies. Go get the damn cookies. Just letting y'all know, man, we're about to break down today's NBA, the top 4 teams in the league. And what we're going to do is we're going to explain to you some of their tendencies as to why this is not a coincidence or an accident. As we've already explained to you guys prior, you usually don't want to judge an NBA team until they're about 25, 30 games in. That's when you get enough data to know who they are, what's working, what's not working. So because I got 4 of the best in the world with me, I assigned them all a team to be able to break down. My job is just to give you the video, give a nice intro, and I'm going to let my guards handle the rest because they're that good. So for those of you guys who have been under a rock or say that you don't want to watch the NBA this year, shame on you, first off. But we'll go ahead and catch you up. As of right now, the Utah Jazz are first in the Western Conference. The LA Lakers are in second. And in the Eastern Conference, we have Philadelphia 76ers first, and the Milwaukee Bucks are second. We left out the third place teams for each conference, which are the Clippers and Brooklyn, but we will have a breakdown for you next Monday there. Spoiler alert. So don't touch that dial on that because both of those teams are eerily similar and we're going to want to talk about them. But we're going to start off with the first team in the Western Conference. So J Ham is up. So what we're going to do is we're going to explain to you the familiarities and the why behind them being so successful. So as I share my screen here, I'm going to go ahead and pass this to Ham very quickly. But as you notice, the title of the video is called 4 Round 1. J Ham, why did I call this video 4 Round 1? Hey, first off, who is the coach of Utah? Let's start there.
Quinn Snyder is the head coach of the Utah Jazz, former Duke Blue Devil.
And why is that significant, J Ham?
Well, the significance behind this is that the 4 Round 1 is an offense that's generally ran at the Duke University basketball program, especially over the last 30, almost 40 years when you look at it in its full context, considering the fact that Quinn Snyder came into Duke with a guy by the name of Danny Ferry, who was a National Player of the Year, ACC Player of the Year, and he was more or less one of the original stretch fours of college basketball, with the ability to be able to dribble, pass, and shoot and create offense for his teammates. We can go to this Pelicans and Jazz highlight that we got right here.
Yeah, it's Hornets Jazz, but I ain't gonna shoot you for it. It's cool.
Right, Charlotte, New Orleans, y'all know who it is. The Mike version versus the not Mike version. But we get into this offense right here. We got the 4 Round 1. We got the big man rolling out to the rim, and we also got the 4-man going out to the corner. And just a basic, simple offense that has a lot of movement involved. No one is really stationary, and you allow your bigs to be able to be playmakers from multiple spots on the floor. Now, we can go take this and let's transfer it over to the Duke side.
Absolutely. Go ahead and stop sharing our screen. And what I also want to say to just compliment and piggyback on what Ham was saying is the one thing that we got to understand, too, which is another staple of Duke's offense, is spacing. The spacing of that offense is what makes this offense do what it has to do because you have to guard every portion of this court in order to defend them correctly. And it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of communication and a lot of energy, most importantly. And what do people do not want to spend in the regular season? What teams don't want to do is spend a lot of energy defensively.
And it's unique in that sense, especially when you go back to the Duke variety of it, when you look at Coach K, you look at guys like Rick Pitino when he was at Kentucky and Providence. They coach guys to stretch the floor and shoot the three. And
How
so
many people are in the paint right now, Ham?
none in the paint.
This is 2001, mind you.
2001 national champion, well, 2001 Final Four versus
Yeah.
Maryland. Shane Battier is one of your national players of the year. He's pretty much playing in that stretch four role. Let's watch his action.
Let's see it. Drive, attack, nice little screen by Casey.
Kick to the
Boom.
corner, knock down three. Danny
Let's do that
Ferry
again.
was capable of doing such of this in 1985 through 89 when he was playing with Quinn Snyder. Quinn Snyder was also an assistant on the Duke staff prior, I think, all the way up until 1999. So he had a chance to work with a handful of these players as well as developing within his offensive scheme as well.
Absolutely.
But the unique part about the Jazz, man, right now, leading the league in three-point attempts, leading the league in three-point makes. They're tops in rebounding. I think they were second overall in defensive rating and fourth overall in offensive rating. Compile all those numbers in together, and you look at how they're playing, and their pace is near the bottom of the league, right around 99 possessions a game. But also at the same time, that's not a slow pace, even in today's NBA. So they're getting up and down the floor. They're defending. They're rebounding. Hubert Brown once said, if you defend and you rebound, you got a chance to win every night. They're 22-5 right now.
All right, real quick, let's get the other guys involved before we go to the number one team in the East, and we're going to let Big Shot rock with that. So, Trav, anything else that we missed or stood out to you as well, or you want to elaborate on?
Man, everything is on point, man. If y'all don't know nothing, if y'all done played basketball, y'all should know what a 4-and-1 means. Y'all should already know that. He just spreading the floor. Like y'all said, the spacing should always be 15 feet apart. If you're a one-on-one person, you can't work 15 feet apart by yourself, then you don't need to be on the floor. Or you need to know how to use your screen and rolls to put that guy on your hip, or you can snake dribble, you can do what you can do. But that type of offense gives each one of your perimeter top four guys the access to make moves the way they want to move them, either by screen or by one-on-one action. Either way it goes, that defense have to collapse, and you're going to either have to pick your poison. Either Jordan Clarkson coming out the bench hitting, you got Mike Conley creating, you got Spider creating, and he's shooting. And if it's all said and done off the screen and roll, once you help, and these folks hitting on the outside, you got big C19 right there catching the ball and dunking it, man. Rudy Gobert's doing his thing, man. So this offense fit these types of people with the scheme that they have right now.
All right, we're going to swing this to Jerm. What you thinking, Jerm? You got a smirk on your face. Go and get off mute. Get off mute before you talk. Get off mute.
First of all, I caught the whole Trav reference right there. So we just gonna go ahead and just let that go. But I'm not going to go. I ain't got nothing else to say. Let's get the Big Shot.
Let's get it.
Hey,
I love when they segue right. What you got, Big Shot?
If you were paying attention to the season preview, many moons ago,
talking shit,
I told y'all about Utah. So I'm not a receipt puller. I'm not a screenshotter. Just know I told you. That's all I got.
And just to conclude,
we're gonna pull
it. We're gonna do it for you.
Yeah, but just to conclude with Utah, this is what happens when you have four guys that are skilled. When you have four guys that can work in space, that are skilled enough to be able to create separation, skilled enough to be able to be a shot maker even when it's contested, skilled enough to be able to stop on a dime and make a pass when they get help on, you're able to run this offense. And this is the offense that you could tell Quinn always wanted to run. He just never had the personnel for it. Now, it's a beautiful thing when a coach gets the personnel to run the system that they want to run, because you see the best version of that coach. And right now we're seeing the best version of Quinn. That's the reason why we're seeing the best version of Utah. So we're going to move right along. So let's talk to us about Philly. As of right now, everybody's talking about Embiid, who is having an MVP season. I think that should not go unnoticed. I think Ben Simmons has been great at the point guard position. But it's another coach that we're not giving enough credit to. And that's Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers got the team that I think he always wanted as well, because Doc is an old school throwback coach. He wants to throw the ball inside. He wants to, have length on defense. He wants to be able to use the mid-range shot. And there's one player in particular that has really benefited from the tutelage of Doc Rivers that we're not talking about enough. So I'm going to pass this over to Big Shot so that we can be able to highlight them and just give you some reminders as to what's what. So Big Shot, go ahead, take it away as I pull up Doc at the Clippers.
Well, the guy that we're highlighting is Tobias Harris. Y'all might know him as the world's tallest J. Cole impersonator. So Tobias, previous years under the Brett Brown system, got a little lost. Especially when Jimmy Butler came. We're not blaming Jimmy before y'all start, but he became a 3-and-D guy. And what people will forget, which MJ is going to show us here, that Tobias, when he had Doc with the Clippers, was much more than that. And as you see here, decisive, attacking off the dribble. Tobias has a lot of things. I want to say this very slowly because I don't want y'all to confuse. You watch some of this action. That shot right there looked a lot like who? Headband and all. It looked a lot like Carmelo Anthony. The ability to get to this spot on mid-range, rise and fire. Get the ball in the post. Bang. 2 dribbles, turn, fire. What you're seeing in Philadelphia, part of the reason why they're off this great start is Tobias Harris, with thanks to Doc Rivers, has now been unlocked. It's no more standing in the corner. It's no more waiting on the pass. Tobias, 4th option. Now they're running things for him. He's decisive. He's aggressive, which Emma is going to show us. And to me, this is why Philly is where it's at. Yes, Embiid, great. Ben Simmons doing what Ben Simmons does, an all-around player. But Doc has gotten Tobias Harris back to what he was in LA. And in turn, it's helped us Philly off. You watch the tape here, boom, fire. Decisive. Come off the screen with the dribble. Step into a 3, miss it, get it, boom. Put it on the deck, score.
Oh, Joe Johnson there too. Got a little Joe Johnson to it too.
Johnson too. But these are things that Tobias 2 years ago wasn't doing. But now he's a much more, I'm going to use this word again, decisive player. Get it? Carmelo, face up, bang, 2 dribbles, turn.
That's baby food right there. Get that baby food.
Tobias is, what people forget, and maybe they forget it because of the way he was playing. Tobias is 6'9-ish, 16-ish, 230, 240. He's a low in that mid post and the low going to the basket. So these are the things I want to see continue from Philly into the second half. Tobias continue to be aggressive, be decisive. More importantly, how Doc continues to use him as a quote-unquote primary scorer, because he can do this. Like, Tobias is a 20-point scorer in this league. So I love what I'm seeing from my man Tobias Harris.
And most importantly, before I swing this around the horn, this is playoff work right here. It's not in the playoffs, but this is going to carry over in the playoff work. Those shots that he were taking are the shots that's going to be given up in the playoffs.
Yep.
Once the playoffs happen, they know your first read, your second read, your third read, and your fourth read. And they got 7 games to just only focus in on what you do great. The one thing about the NBA, once that playoffs hit, yeah, fast break points are great. Yeah, shooting all these threes are great. But once a team can lock in on you to know what they're doing, you're going to need that mid-range. And what Tobias is showing right now is that if y'all throw this hard double team at Joel Embiid, now that I'm no longer a 3DA guy, and I got to stand in this corner, or I got to shoot this wing 3, or take a shot fake and do a sidestep as opposed to take a shot fake and step into the elbow because I'm trying to get a rhythm. Now that I can do these things and be myself, that's a hell of a problem. So, J Ham, just quick thoughts about this, and we're gonna move quicker.
It really just took me back to the disgruntled Philadelphia fan base who did a lot of complaining, especially during the Brett Brown era. They didn't like the money that Tobias was awarded. They didn't like the way he was used. There was some considered, pretty much saying he should be moved away, gone out of town. But it's a matter of how you're used. How you're used matters. Like you were just saying, MJ, those shots that he was getting in the mid range and getting to his spots, no wasted motion at all. Getting to his spots, making his move, like Big Shot alluded to when he was on the post. 1-2 turn, bucket. Stuff like that. You think that that's not going to benefit Joel Embiid? You have just that little bit of pressure that's taken away from him that you have to put now on Tobias. Same thing. We also spoke about this before we, press record. This has also helped with Seth Curry in his performance. I think Seth is like 50, 100 right now. Man hadn't missed a free throw in 2 months and shooting 50% from the field and from three because you got cats who can command this type of attention. And you got more than one now, and Doc's a hell of a coach. We just got to give him his props. We got to get away from we understand that he's lost 2-3-1 leads historically in the playoffs. He's also an NBA champion as a head coach. We can't forget that part either.
So we're going to go ahead and move to Germ, in which we're going to talk about the Lakers who are holding the second seed. Yes, Anthony Davis is currently out with an Achilles injury for 3 weeks. But what can't be remiss is the type of defense that they have been playing this season after they won a title. The Lakers are currently a top 5 defensive team in the league, and they are extremely disciplined to the principles on how you guard in this NBA, modern day NBA, I should say. A few of those principles is you take away the 3-point shot or you take away the paint. When we brought in Marc Gasol, when Lakers brought in Marc Gasol and brought in Dennis Schroeder, they brought them in for 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. Marc Gasol is not going to give up layups or dunks, and Dennis Schroeder is going to guard you full court and turn you so that you will have to not only play against this stifling Laker defense, but now you have to play against the clock too. So we're going to see an example of all of that in both of these clips. And even though Detroit will score in this, you're going to see how hard they have to work to get the bucket. And that is a sign of a team that's locked in. As you can see, LeBron plays them right into it. You only get 3 steps, boom, turnover. Defense turns in the office, throw a little dime with Dennis. Okay, the little Rondo action there. What does Dennis do? He don't celebrate. He turns right around. Now you got Miles Plumlee bringing it up. So I'm going to pass it to John right then and there.
So pretty much 94 feet, no pun intended, but pun really was intended. That's what Schroeder was there to do. He was there to bring the defense 94 feet, make you have to bring the ball up the court, make sure that you are getting into your offensive sets a little bit later. So by getting into these offensive sets a little later, remember, we only got 24 seconds. 24 seconds is the key. As you've seen on this play, when we go back. So can we go back to the beginning real quick, MJ, because I want to show you.
You want to look right here, right?
Yep, right there. And right here, what I want you to notice is look at where the shot clock is. We had 18 seconds, and now we're starting 16 seconds and 14 seconds. And now the player who should have had the ball at the beginning coming up the court actually ends up taking a bad contested shot here, has to force it. We're running action. Pause it for 1 second. I want to make sure we understand this. And let's go back to to right there at 14 seconds where we catch it on the post up, because I want to make sure we highlight this so we get this. Thank you, brethren. At the end of the day, right here, this right here is a situation that you have 13 seconds left on the clock. The only thing that's available right here is I see numbers right here, which is this guy can cut to the basket, but look where Big Spain is standing. Mm-hmm. See where he's standing? He's standing right there in the paint, right there in the spot where if 45 cut to the basket, guess where 45 is not going to be able to go straight up, because he's going to be able to contest the shot right there in the middle of the paint. But also you got LeBron here on this side right here. And then you also have Schroeder here guarding that's on ball. So Big Spain is not only in a position to guard all 3 of these players by the depth in which he's in the paint, but you also have a situation now where you have 13 seconds and counting, and you have no continuity or no type of play call here from what we can see, because the ball didn't get to the point guard until when? 14 seconds in the shot clock.
20 seconds, right.
And I'm going to show another example of this because I really want to beat this home. And this is just more along the lines of, Dennis Schroeder being Dennis Schroeder. So we're gonna keep it at germ real quick. So just to really drive our point home, because everybody got 2 videos, so why would we only give germ 1? All right, so Dennis Schroeder hits the free throw. Once again, is he celebrating? No. Turn him once.
Right there, 1.
Turn him twice. Look at the shot clock.
18 seconds.
16 seconds, y'all still ain't really did anything. First off, look at the score too, which means they've been doing this for the first, however
3.5 minutes.
Yeah, this is what they had to see the first 3.5 minutes. So I'll let you continue. Sorry about that.
No, you could. But again, two turns, right there in itself is enough for us to talk about exactly what he was brought there for. If he doesn't celebrate here, right here, 94 feet, no pun intended. We about to defend you 94 feet with our lead guard. Now we're 18, 16 seconds into the situation, and the situation is the shot clock. Ladies and gentlemen, the situation is the shot clock. We only got 24 seconds. So with that being said, once this ball is initiated into the offense, now we don't have that extra 4 or 5 seconds now for us to run this play again. We got to hit it on the first try, or we got to go straight into an isolation situation. In 24 seconds, you can run the average play in about 8 seconds, give or take. That gives, if you get the ball up the court, which is why we say here in 94 Feet of Life, don't walk the ball up my damn floor.
Please.
That cuts 4 seconds out of the equation. So now we can run a play at least twice. 2 times being able to run a play means, hey, maybe we can catch them sleeping, because the goal is to always make a team defend multiple sets, multiple screen and rolls 2 to 3 times anyway to get an open shot or open look at the basket. Also there at the end, as you see, we had a contested Marc Gasol with a hook shot for Mason Plumlee, which is not,
left hand too.
That's not his game. So if he makes that, all the power to you. I'm proud of you. Again, force people to make the shots that they have to do. See, listen, defense ain't dead. Folks just scared. They just playing. They don't want no bread.
Talk it.
Everybody in the game, they ain't up like you. Go against the rain. This is Dennis Schroeder. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to call it. All right. Dennis Schroeder, 94 feet. Big Spain in the paint. And then you got Anthony Davis, one of the best defenders, period, on help side or on the weak side, and the same with LeBron James. So you tell me what you want.
Now I'm gonna pass
what you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna pass this over to Big Shot, but let me say this as well. I purposely put 2 defensive plays in which they actually got scored on for this reason and this reason only. NBA defense is not built to stop anybody. All of these teams is giving up 100 points. You're playing percentages. If the only way you're gonna score on me is a offensive rebound off an air ball and Mason Plumlee shooting a left-hand jump hook from 3 feet contested, I will live, because there's no way you're gonna sustain that for 4 quarters. No way. Also, this type of defense is what I like to say wears you down. It's called bend up but don't break. It wears you down. Around that 4th quarter, your legs are tired. Mason Plumlee now has guarded Anthony Davis for about 20, 30 minutes. That in itself is tiring. Is he going to hit that same jump hook shot 8 minutes to go in the 4th? Probably not. Probably not. So now the Lakers are great at this. All of their championship teams have been great at this. They can get 8 to 9 stops in a row in the 4th quarter. And on the offensive end, you have to worry about stopping LeBron and AD. Good fucking luck. Ron, go ahead and talk to him.
And that's why they won the championship last year. Apart from brilliant play by AD and LeBron, is that they can wear you out on the defensive end of the floor. They can make your life difficult. The way they did Miami. When Miami's legs start to kind of go, LA just wore them out. They did the same thing to Denver. They made Denver. Every shot's contested. They did it to the Rockets. They did it to the Blazers before that. The one thing the Lakers have that they'll bring to every series, we're going to board, we're going to play defense. We're going to wear you out with those 2 things. And then whatever we get on the other end is a bonus. So I know they got the AD injury right now. We'll see how they work through it. But this is why when we get to the summer, it's time to pick a finals matchup. Until I see otherwise, these clips are why the Lakers are still the prohibitive favorite to me, because they will bring that no matter what's going on the other. They will defend, they will rebound.
So I'm gonna bring Trav into this because we're about to talk about Milwaukee over in the Eastern Conference. And the main thing that we want to talk about, because we tired of hearing this slander about Giannis. First off, y'all are impatient as hell. How old is Giannis? Somebody please tell me the age. Y'all, I'll take time to Google. Y'all can Google it if y'all want.
25,
How old is
I think.
Giannis?
I think he's 25.
25,
20.
something like that.
When did LeBron win his first title? When did Shaq win his first title?
28.
When did Jordan win his first title?
Late
Slow
20s.
down. Slow
Late
down.
20s, 27s, 28s.
Slow down,
Late
people.
20s.
Your prime as an athlete. Just for everybody to notice, your prime as an athlete, when the game fully slows down, is around 27, 28.
Yeah.
That's one contract. So real quick, I'm sorry, MJ. That's one contract and probably a year into your second contract for the average player.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you need time to figure out what's your skill set and how it transitions, how it translates to wins and those type of things. So that's all I'm going to say. I don't got to say nothing else. Sorry, y'all. Just want to put that.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that, because what we're going to do is we're going to see Giannis, and we're going to see probably the biggest nightmare you could possibly see, because he just came off of 2 MVPs. And this year, he actually looks better than those 2 years of MVP. And here is the reason why, as I incorporate Trav.
Yeah, just go ahead and just let this play fast motion.
All right.
Because
so
everybody
we know this. Yeah, we know him doing this, but let's talk.
Now, see, here's what you're used to. This is what you're not used to right here. We're gonna let the other one play, and then we're gonna break them down real easy. So, yes, this is what you're not used to right here. So here we go, right here. This is playing off the rebound. That's what you're used to. But again, let's go back to the screen and roll action. Let's go back to the screen and roll action when it's done. Okay, now stop it right here. Y'all see what just happened? If you can bring it back just about one or two.
I'm gonna bring it back.
Right there. Right there.
Okay.
See what's happening? With Eric Bledsoe, you didn't have nobody that can break down the defense and can draw. You got 3 people in the paint. Why is 3 people in the paint? Because that draw of attention from Lopez brought that there. One thing about y'all skilled threes, we can go to LeBron, we can go to KD, you can go to Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. All these guys, they lick their chops on defensive movement of teams. When you got to leave off and recover, you're at their mercy. What make you think this man here gonna make you pay? He's 6'10", don't take no but one dribble to get to the rack. Now play. See, you in recover mode. You on your heels. One dribble, rack game. Another
I'm
thing.
pause it right here because it's scary too.
Yes, the other thing again, with your threes that you have in the league, you can't stop them when they on the move. Giannis finna make this screen, and number 45 ain't gonna help well, and that guard is gonna be in recovery mode. Right there. Here you go. There it is. You done. You done. When these guys are on the move, you are done.
Mm-hmm.
And just think, when you in a half court set, see that y'all gonna see that. Y'all gonna see that. See, this is what y'all don't want to see right here. That's what y'all don't want to see.
If he gets the ball starting off in that pot on that spot, oh geez.
Right. and one more thing, let's go to the next clip.
Hold up. After this play, this is the last play that you want to see. I know what play you're looking for. Here it is right here. This is the scary part right here. This is what y'all don't want.
We harped on this.
Listen.
All postseason. We harped on this. We had a percentage rate on this. The people with the highest percentage rates from 3 to 10 feet, they win ball games. That's a ball game playoff move right there. When he gets that together, you at his mercy. He may be winning the 3rd MVP.
You know what I really liked about this play? What I really liked about that last play? Giannis on the move. Instead of Giannis at the top of the floor where everybody can look at him and he got to negotiate traffic, on the move. Get to the spot. Now we got less traffic.
And this is very Dirkish right here. You know,
look at the knee. Look at the knee.
Right.
You can't go through that knee. You can't go through that.
You can't block it. You can't go through it. You can't even get stationary for it because he's on the move.
And that was an NBA standard. And that's an NBA standard 2-3 zone these guys are playing.
Right.
This is a 2-3 zone. Just think of him doing it all game.
It's a reason why we keep playing that move and that move in particular. First and foremost, the one thing that my guys didn't touch on that I have to touch on as a trainer, the pace. The pace. He's playing at a conversation pace. He's not in a hurry. He knows no one's going to block my shot. He knows that I'm going to be able to get whatever shot I want. I already worked via cutting and moving well out the ball to get the ball in the real estate that I want to be in. All I have to do is take my time and do what I'm paid to do. Listen to me very carefully, y'all. The reason why Giannis has not been able to get to the finals is because he couldn't do what we just showed you about 6 times. If he carries that over to the playoffs, as much as I love Brooklyn on paper, it won't be easy if he's making that. It won't be.
Yeah. Keep that fella on the move, man. Keep that.
But y'all need to be patient though. Like it takes time to get to this. It's a process. So he may fail this year too, because he may be so excited on the playoffs that he may move a little bit too fast, or he may go back and revert to the bad habits that get his ass kicked. It's a part of the process. But for those of y'all who saying he ain't working on this game or he this, he that, please stop it. Because y'all just showing me y'all not watching basketball.
I almost said something even more graphic than that, but you took care of it for me.
You know what I wanted to say? I only had Corona, not whiskey. Whiskey would have said it. So we're going to move this to Big Shot because I know it's a couple of things we want to talk about before we get out here. I know we have a 30-minute mark, and we're working on our time to get y'all at 30 minutes, but when it's cooking like this, sometimes it's going to take a little longer.
We give you a little extra. So remember, every Monday night, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, lab shows like this, breakdown like this. Fella, let's just get to some of the news and tidbits. PTO days. You know what I'm saying? If you're down in Memphis and Texas, you probably took a PTO day because the weather was bad. And we got players PTO days until they get their next move. Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin. Germ, I definitely want to bring you back into this because Germ is our matchmaker, real estate agent, all of that. Just real quick, Germ, I'm going to swing this around. Man. If you are a contender, let's go with that. Which one helps you? Who are you looking for if you are the contender? Is it as simple as saying Drummond, or is there something with Blake that maybe a contender can actually use?
Well, it's plenty for Blake to be used. See, Blake has a better offensive game than Drummond does by far. Yeah. So he's a lot more skilled. The thing is, what a lot of teams in this NBA right now don't need is they don't need a forward man who does what he does, because most of the time our big forward normally is our small forward that we kick to the 4 and we play smaller anyway because we're playing with 2 guards normally because we're playing at a faster pace. So this is where Drummond becomes more valuable right away. Because Drummond is not a 4, he is a traditional 5. He can guard all 5 positions off of the screen and roll. But most importantly, the thing that makes Drummond really, really intriguing is he has an expiring contract. So that 28.5 that he has, that's just a cusp of what he can make, considering he's going to go for a super max somewhere else. But if you can get Drummond on a rental for this year, you may be able to add some hardware to your thing. I ain't gonna tell y'all. I don't spoil things, because if you wanna be a junkie like me, You're gonna have to catch the show on Wednesday. We got a show Wednesday, me and MJ, lunchtime special. One of these gentlemen may be with us too. They're allowed to come, they always allowed. But we got a trade edition. We're gonna talk about some interesting trades because one of these trades that MJ knows is a shakeup in the Eastern Conference, potentially, that I put together for y'all. So with that being said, I'm gonna pass it because we got to move the ball. But I'm telling y'all, don't be shocked if Blake goes to one of y'all favorite teams in the East. That's all I'm gonna say.
The only thing I would say with Blake is, can he learn how to play without the ball? We have yet to see it for his whole career. And as of right now, unfortunately, because he has lost his athletic ability, he's nothing really special about him having the usage rate that he wants to be productive. It just is what it is. I mean, unless you're going to put him in point guard or something. Like.
Well, for me, I look at both of them. I'm just excited for the opportunity that they both can have, to contend, to be in the mix for contention for a championship. And the shakeups always make it interesting. I have no preference or destination of where either one may land, but I'm good for it. Sign me up.
Who would y'all want Blake to land at? Who would be perfect? Because I got one team in my mind. We're not gonna do no trades. We're not spoiling nothing, but just because Blake ain't even one of the ones we're talking about, right, John?
No, we'll talk about Blake briefly. We'll touch him.
He's not the. So we can talk a little bit about Blake. What would y'all think he could play at? What's some of y'all thoughts? I got a couple in mind, but it won't be for a championship. It just be a good fit. For real. I don't think he could.
That's the problem. Because right there, what you just said, MJ, it won't be for a championship.
Right. And I think that's going to be the issue is if you're a contender, like the four teams that we've talked about tonight, I don't think can really use Blake.
Nah.
To be honest. So I
don't
know.
36 million, big shot? No, it's a lot. Can't nobody use him at 36 million. Nah. You're gonna need to shave some of that off. Ooh. I need where Johnny Appleseed so we cut this tree down. Because this ain't, man, what? Yeah, I said it. So what? Gang. Cut this tree down because this is terrible. We're in Oklahoma, right? That's a lot of cattle there, Chief. We gotta cut.
I actually think he should just go ahead and play for OKC, to be real. I think he should play for OKC.
I'm gonna tell y'all an interesting team, and I'm only saying this from a skill standpoint. Trav gonna be mad at me, but I don't care. It's okay. I'm gonna tell you, I'm just gonna get two teams. One of them is Phoenix, and it's the reason because he's played with Chris Paul before, and he would be a solid guy at the 4 position, and they can use him in the pick and roll and those type of things. And he can knock down a 15-footer. That's key. Now, the other team I'm gonna say that's gonna be interesting is Boston. He actually fits what Boston already has. The only difference is you talk about the Trav said it earlier. Hey, you can take Daniel Tyson. You can get him out of here. That's what he said. That's just like that. You can get him out of here.
I feel you, Trav. I was about to say I'll take Blake over Daniel. I mean, that's no knock on Daniel. It's just like he's not Blake.
But that's the point. If you take Tice out of the situation and you say, hey, Tice, I know you only make $5 million of this tree's 36.
It's like Rihanna or Kirsten Dunst. It's like Rihanna or Kirsten Dunst. I mean, no knock on Kirsten Dunst, but
that's the easy choice.
You ain't wrecking your brain over that one.
Hey, but the is the basketball maturity there for Blake and Chris to do this again?
No, that's why Boston. I will actually rock with Boston before Phoenix.
I think is the two places that he works well is the bridge is burned.
Bridge is burned. That's why I told him go back home to OKC, finish your career out.
You talk about the Clippers, big shot.
You said what?
You talk about the Clippers.
I honestly believe Blake. If we talk about MJ, talk about basketball maturity. If Blake, in a very similar vein to what Carmelo Anthony had to accept last year, you said Blake, 25 minutes off the bench, you just go kill second team bigs, it could work. But number one, his money is troublesome.
Burns.
And is the basketball maturity there to say, this is what I am now?
We both signed up for that one. If he come off the bench, sign me up for any team. But
because that changes a lot, because second team bigs, it ain't no second team guards that can guard him. We just talk about bigs.
It's the same thing that Serge had to do. When Serge did it, he got a title. And Blake is way more talented than Serge. He don't block the shots like Serge blocks.
Serge did it in Toronto. Enes Kanter has made a career, a whole career out of just, I will eat up second team bigs. And it's extended his career much longer than I thought. So I will be interested to see what this trade is Wednesday. I'm really interested in trade.
Oh, we got some trades.
Blake, there's going to have to be a level of acceptance from Blake at this point in his career.
Trav, I got to ask.
Let me just say this. Mid-range, unless you got the right coach, unless you got Doc or Popovich, mid-range players have to come off the bench. That's just how the offense works now. Unfortunately, it sucks.
Well,
I don't like it at all. But that's just the real.
That's some,
it's deep, ain't it? Think about it. Melo, Blake, shoot, everybody talking about getting rid of LaMarcus Aldridge. What all they got in common? Post-up players, mid-range players.
Wow.
If we're trying to constantly keep the floor space, and you're telling me the best place that you work at is the place we don't want you at, you have to come off the bench or get out of my league. It sucks. I hate offenses nowadays.
DeMar DeRozan.
They got him at the 4, Jerm. Do you understand that? They have him at the 4.
I know. I seen it.
That's the only place they can
wanna
put him.
be a hooper like him. Nope. Trav, you got anything you want to add to this, man? Because I know you over there with this disgusted look on your face.
Hey, man, I ain't got too much to say. It's gonna be hard with LaMarcus. He giving you 23 to 25 a game at that spot, because a lot of teams, they're matching up to them. They're matching up to him. I'm not worried about the trade. The trade that I'm worried about is the Big Drummond. That's the one I'm worried about. Blake can go back to Oklahoma University if he wants to. It don't even matter at this point. It's Drummond that's going to be the difference maker. But again, we'll be back Wednesday and we're going to talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
So we wrapping up. Remember, 94 Feet of Life is the Facebook group. Twitch game, THE_SCEN. Twitter game, it's the opposite, SCN_THE. Instagram, THE.SCEN. Facebook fan page, all capital letters, SCEN. Wednesday, we got a trade show. And then Friday fun. So we keeping our Friday show, and it's Friday fun. And Friday fun is going to be 94 feet of trivia, 94 feet of game show. Jay Ham is going to turn into Alex Trebek, Pat
Trebek.
All of that. Join us. Friday, we always keep it light. We keep it fun. So join us Friday afternoon, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central, or run it back over the weekend. It's 95 inches of snow on the ground. You ain't got nowhere to go anyway. Big Shot, Trav, MJ, Ham, Germ, 94 Feet of Life, basketball for the people, by the people, signing out.